Fuck you, Corey.
What the hell is going on? Happy Easter to everybody out there, everybody in the chat, everybody watching, everybody everywhere. Happy Easter to you. It's just going to be me riding solo today. Jay's got family stuff he's doing. Beer Cave's doing some family things. So I'm going to take you down myself. We're going to do this, me and y'all. We got this, though. We got this. Look, Red Jet always in the chat, as always, saying, hey, like and sub. Yes, we need that. Happy Easter. Hit that sub button. Hit that like button. Pound it away. Hey, Zeus. Happy Sunday to you, my friend. And Red Jet again, show time. Yes, it is. It is sports madness time. Listen, let me tell you how this madness is for real, man. This tournament is absolutely madness. Yes, I got that me, myself, and I vibe, Red Jet. I'm right here. I'm doing that. I'm ready for this. Yes, I'm watching Duke NC State right now. This game is crazy. Crazy. You know what? I was sitting here saying, what if it's 2-1 seed? You know, UConn and Purdue are already in. Bama is a 4 seed, made their way in. And then Duke, 4 seed, another 4 seed. What would they make it in? But you know the matchup I really want to see? I want to see DJ Burns and Zach Edey. I want to see the big man, like the big boy versus the tall boy. Like, that's what I want to see. It is definitely a defensive game. I mean, it is still, they're both still under 40. 14 minutes to go in the game. This is insane. This is just like the Houston Duke game. I mean, well, that game was actually probably a little more defense in this one because it only ended up being 54-51. I mean, this game could go above that, but it could be right around that score, and that's crazy because I think the over-under was like 130 or something in this game. Yes, DJ Burns, crazy big. Crazy big. Oh, you talking about Edey to the Spurs, Jesus? I don't. You ain't gonna put him with Wimbiana? You gonna have the Twin Towers again? Nah, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. I don't know though, man. They're saying there's at least 5 guys ahead of him in the draft, though. And that's everybody's saying the way he's been playing. I think he's had 2 40-point games. I know he had a 50-point game with 20 or 30 rebounds. Woo! Man, Edey is killing it in this tournament. And again, it's been all sorts of upsets. This tournament's literally been what everybody dreams a tournament to be. Crazy. They want it to be its name. Madness. They want madness. That's what I want. I always want madness. I want the upsets. I want the teams you don't think about to be in that Final Four, to be in the championship. You know, the Butlers, you know, these NC State boys. You know, Wichita State made a run for a little bit. VCU made a run. I mean, George Mason made a run. Loyola Chicago. Like, those are the teams you're like, huh. Edey is slow and clumsy, but I mean, he's picked it up lately. But he's one of those guys you just position. He can't run. If the game gets fast, and the NBA is a fast-paced game. It is a different animal than college. Edey, you got to put him down there, let him work, and then you got to slow the tempo down, slow the pace down. Otherwise, he's like Joke. Joke's that clumsy dude, but he does his thing. Edey's just more of I'll give rebounds, block shots, and dunk the ball. I mean, you're not going to see him hitting 3-pointers. He might be able to hit one here and there, but it's just not going to happen. NC State, though, man, this is lightweight insane. It's not. I mean, I guess I can't call it insane because we've seen this so many times. It's just the run they've been on. I mean, 8 straight games since March 12th. They lost 7 in a row before that streak even came about. Like that, that's crazy for a team to be like that. They were on a downward swing, and all of a sudden, something clicked. Bam! Started whooping ass. Just started whooping ass through the ACC tournament. Started doing the job, taking down tough opponents left and right in this tournament. I mean, they just took down Marquette. They're battling out with Duke. And I think they match up pretty well with Purdue because I think Edey will have a tough time with DJ Burns because his big body is going to be tough to work around, and Burns knows how to use his body very well. Edey, Jesus says Edey is sometimes a starter and sometimes a backup in the NBA. Yeah, I mean, you could see that. I don't know. They're going to start him. I mean, you can't teach height, and he does everything he needs to do. You know, you love a big man that can move like that a little bit. I mean, again, he is clumsy and slow somewhat, but again, he still gets the job done. You don't score 53 points and 20, 30 rebounds with a handful of block shots in a game if you're not going to make it. I think he'll make it, and he'll be fine. He'll start for some team. They need to really start looking at him. Linda, thank you very much, and I will keep rocking. And again, hey, listen, man, you guys got that Roku TV? Download the Northeast Streaming Sports app. It's free, and it's 24/7 sports. If you're sick and tired of the ESPN, the Fox Sports 1, all that garbage, download that app, and you can get sports all day, every day. Different shows, different people, great guests, great producers, great hosts, everything, all in one spot. Jesus says, Edey, not a full starter. No, he'll have to work into it. He's definitely got to work into it. And Joke is more athletic because of the way he contorts his body. I mean, you just wouldn't think he'd be doing that. Because, I mean, he doesn't look like the prototypical guy that would do that type of stuff, or the way he passes the ball. It doesn't look like that. But when he runs, that's Edey. Joke can't run. Joke can't do any of that. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Yes. Tell all the friends and everybody else to like and subscribe. Smash them buttons. Even if you just stop in, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hey, man, it means the world to us here at Man Cave Media, and we will definitely appreciate you for that. Yeah, this game, it's insane that it's like this. Yes. Jesus says Duke's Filippo Center is another Grayson Allen crying. Yes, he is. He definitely is. And he cries like that too. And the thing is he's got no meat on him. And look right here, like he just got that. Yeah. He needs to calm the hell down. He needs to just worry about playing the game instead of crying for everything. Oh, what's going on, Jay? Oh, yeah, you already know. Holding it down for Man Cave Media. That's what we do for each other, my man. Yeah, Red Jet. NC State's putting in work. They're battling. And again, I think this matchup will be great. Will be great for them against Purdue. I like DJ Burns. I like the rest of the guys they got around them. They got some shooters. They got some length. They play good defense. I mean, as you can see, they took down Marquette, played great defense. They're playing great defense right now against a Duke team, but Duke's also a defensive team. It's who's going to come out on top here? Basketball is usually a game of runs. There hasn't really been a run. It's been back and forth. You know, you might have seen a team go up by 5 or something, but it's not been no real runs. Red Jet says, these teams need to slow down, but UConn is going 200 miles. Listen, UConn looks like they're ready to win this whole thing again. They're ready to go back to back. It doesn't seem like anybody wants to step in their way or stop them or even try. And it's like they toy around. It's like they're an animal out there just playing around with its prey, just smacking it around, blah, 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 and then all of a sudden they kill it. That's what it is. That's really what it is. Oh, man. So what are y'all thinking? Y'all loving this tournament so far? Is this your type of tournament, or do you want to see the big names? Or do you like how you get, I mean, these are big name schools now, but they're still seated weird. But did you see the upsets? Do you like that? Do you I enjoy the little guys winning. I enjoy the upsets. I mean, it just makes this so much better. It really does, because then you're not just, all right, yeah, I know they're going to win. They're going to win. And you're pretty much predicting all 4 1 seeds, and that's it in the Final Four. Look, Jesus says Burns is another Haslam. No, Udonis Haslam? Nah, Burns does. I think Burns is more than that, dude. He's scoring half the NC State points. Udonis doesn't do that. Udonis never did that. He was just defense and rebounding. But I think Burns can box out Edey and do his thing. It's just a matter of, he don't leave the ground, though. That's the problem. He don't jump. Either one of them do, but Edey's got height on him. And Red Jet says, I love seeing the Cinderella stories. Yes. It's the greatest thing about the tournament. Seeing an 11 seed go to the Elite Eight, possibly the Final Four. It's the greatest thing. Man, this cough, it just won't leave. Every time I get to go on the show, it acts up like it knows I'm about to go live. So it's just going to make me cough the entire time. If I'm just sitting here doing whatever on the laptop or watching TV, no coughing. So it's absolutely insane. Oh, man. But yeah, this game is going absolutely crazy. Let's see what else we got going on. Hey, what about the G League? They're talking about disbanding it. It's going to be no more. Ain't going to be no more G League. Wow. I actually like that for those players, those young guys that didn't make it straight up or wanted to go from high school to there. Getting rid of the G League. That's it. And that's, I don't know if is that good, bad? I'm up in the air with it because, again, if it's gone, I feel like some of them guys will stay in college or go to college, but the NIL money is why they're going now. So that makes the world of difference. I don't know. I don't know. I want to see players. I want to see the guys go to college, start their education, because then they can always go back and get it. Like if something happens and they don't play no more, it was a short career, they can always go back. So I like that. Jesus says Edey footwork is horrible on defense. Yes. But Burns knows how to do all that. Dude, I just saw him do a turnaround hook shot, one-handed jumper. Dude, that was insane. Red Jet says, baseball news, my Giants are losing by a football score. Listen, man, that is crazy. That is crazy. Those Giants are like that. There's been a lot of high-scoring games and a lot of like 8-0, 8-1, 11-3 games so far. And it's just been insane. Jesus says, did you watch the UFL? Red Jet said it was fire. Hey, I saw some of it. Like I said, I was watching it yesterday during the cheap seats. What was it? The Battlehawks, St. Louis Battlehawks versus the Michigan Panthers. And that's crazy. It's football. And it's good football, man. Everybody's like, oh, I ain't watching that. Listen, that is good football to watch. I don't know why people are trying to bash it. People need to give it a chance. because it is good football. Jesus says G League players' results not going up to the NBA. You're right. Hey, yep. Red Jet 64-yard field goal yesterday. He hit it twice. He hit that field goal twice because I think they tried to ice him and he kicked it already and it was good. And then he did it again. He hit that field goal twice. That's insane. That is insane. Red Jet says, I've been telling people UFL is great football. Several former players are there and get the chance to get back to the NFL. Everybody saw what PJ Walker did. He was in the XFL, USFL, wherever he was. I think he played in both. Played in the NFL last season. Brown signed him, brought him in. He played some meaningful game. Well, I mean, he played some regular season games, but meaningful minutes. UFL is great to watch. You're not going to have a team unless you decide to pick one. Like, to be honest, I like the Arlington Renegades. I like how they got that cowboy. They're blue with the bandana over his mouth, and you got them red eyes. I like that. I think that looks cool as hell. Cool as hell. Them uniforms being all blue like that is that's like highlighter blue. I don't know about doing all that. The whole uniform that. I think they need to do black pants or do like black with the blue outline and stuff. Throw another color in there and don't make that blue the main because the helmet's blue too. Jesus says, I remember G League players constantly going up to the NBA and doing job back then. Now they don't get called up. And that's what sucks. That is what sucks. I know we're going back and forth. We're all over the place. But that is really what sucks. Because the NBA used to use the G League, bring up players, 10-day contracts, just to see what they could use to piece up, shore up their benches. I mean, and you saw some good talent come up and play and then get signed. And it was great. It was great. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy, man. It's crazy to think that it's coming down where they're going to get rid of it. But yeah, the two-way players, all that stuff, that was good stuff for the NBA because you saw talent that you didn't know was there, and all of a sudden, bam, and they turned into something. Some of these guys turned into great role players off the bench. Red Jet, hey, listen, nobody knows why they're doing all this. It's almost like they're relying more on the draft and the college kids than they are players that have been in the league or the G League more than they are anything else. And that's, I don't know why. Because I figured in the G League, you're playing some good competition. I mean, granted, those guys might not have made it to the NBA, but they still have that chance. They still got that in them. I mean, you got to think there's talent all overseas doing all sorts of stuff. Players that made it to the NBA that are gone and playing over there now. Jimmer Fredette, killing it. Dude scoring like crazy with it. Kemba Walker just had a crazy 60-point crazy game over there. Dwight Howard, DeMarcus Cousins. I mean, Stephon Marbury's been overseas doing it for years, crushing it over there in China. So, I mean, and that's really the issue because some of these young guys, they can get paid tons of money and go play somewhere else instead of just doing this G League stuff because they're not getting paid as much. Or they can get the NIL deals now and go to college. Like, actually go there, start your college career, get paid, get endorsements, get drafted, and have that opportunity to go back. That is the one thing I do like about the NIL being in college basketball. It'll get players to do that. And then if they, again, like I said earlier, the career ends, they have nothing, they can go back, finish school, and be good. They can rely on that. I don't know. Let's switch up a little bit. Why we're in the NBA? Hey, Malik Monk goes down. 4 to 6 weeks. That's going to mess with the Kings, man. He is a key piece to that Kings team. No, and you got Fox, you got Sabonis, Keegan Murray, but come on now. Malik Monk has put in work for them boys. Hopefully he can get back. I don't. Yeah, he'll be back around in the playoffs. Hopefully he's back for that, or they move on and he's there for them. I don't know, man. The Celtics. What are we thinking about these Celtics? They the real deal? Or are they just, hey, we're the regular season team, but we don't know how to show up in the playoffs like they've done so many times? Because you know Tatum and Jaylen Brown, once the playoffs hit, they're just not there. Oh, Red just says the Celtics are kind of they are, but can Tatum and Jaylen actually be there in a game 7? Can they actually do this, or is this going to be one of those things where you're like, here we go again? We need a big shot. Those guys are missing it. No one's there to take it. But the difference is this year, they have Jrue Holiday. They have Kristaps Porzingis. So I feel like they have a lot of weight off their shoulders now, and they dispersed it to these guys. You know, you got Derek White, and I think that's going to help them. So I think they are the real deal. Do I think they win the championship? I don't know, man. That West is looking insane. Them teams over there are insane. Look at NC State going up by 8. See? Game of runs. Having a run right now. And it's in the meaty part of the second half. They got to keep it going now. But yeah, that Celtics team is, you just don't know what you're going to get. But again, I really think with the other players, the pressure's off Tatum and Jaylen, and it makes them more dangerous than they've been in years. More dangerous. Extremely dangerous. Because now you got those key pieces. You got a great defensive point guard. You got Derek White, an amazing defensive player too, and he can knock down the big shots. Both those guys, Jrue Holiday and him, can both score 20, 25 points if need be. If someone's slacking somewhere, that's what makes them really dangerous. Oh, man, look. The NBA is just wild anymore. You know, you got injuries here, injuries there, people resting, people trying to do this or that. You know, my Cavs. Spider just came back. Donovan Mitchell just came off injuries, wearing a mask, just came back. They had the third seed. They took it. They got that win the other night. Took the third seed away from New York. And that here we are. They got blown out by Denver today. 29 points. They got smoked. So I don't know. See, now that's like asking the same question with the Celtics. We ask, are the Celtics for real or not? Are the Cavs anything? Or are they just, hey, they're good pieces there, but they're not ready for anything? I'll tell you right now, if they go in these playoffs and they lose in that first round again, it's going to be a lot of problems. A lot of problems. And I don't know, because I feel like we're going to play the 76ers. If we're that third seed, 76ers, or we're going to play Orlando, and, you know, both those squads, Embiid's not there. He's on his way back, so we might have to face him. That's going to be a problem for us. And Orlando's just young, and they're gunning, doing the damn thing. So I guess we're going to have to see with them boys. You know, you never know. You never know. And I know we've talked about this too with Draymond. Like, what is his issue? Like, all that crazy shit going down. Like, you look at it like, oh no, he's at it again. He is definitely hurting that team. Like I've said before, it's time to trade. Time to get rid of Thompson. Red Jet says Draymond is a 6-year-old child. Yes, He's throwing tantrums and he's doing anything he wants out there. And the parents are just letting him do it. No one's reprimanded him. Steve Kerr ain't, whooping his ass and telling him to stop doing stupid shit. That's the issue. How are you going to let that dude just do all that? But no, I really think Klay Thompson, maybe it's time to go. Draymond, it's time to go. It's time to make that team change up and try to get some pieces back and see where the future is going to go, because this can't continue. You might make the playoffs 10th seed and win the play-in game and be in there, but you're not going to win anything now. Teams are way tougher now, way more athletic, and they're not just shooting threes. So you got to deal with every aspect, all fundamentally how you're doing basketball. So I don't know. It's definitely time to blow it up and change things up. I know a lot of Warriors fans are saying, hell no. They want to hold on to the glory years. But I mean, come on now. Them years are coming to an end, or they already have. It's time to let it all go. Come on. I'm with you. Don't worry, I'll hold your hand. I'll hold your hand while you say goodbye. While you bury it in the ground. All right, we had a good run. Oh, look, Red Jet says, let go. Let it go. She's a Warrior fan. I'll hold your hand while you guys bury this in the ground. We had a great run, couple championships. We had the best record ever. All that stuff. It's time to bury it. Time to be done. You got that stuff. Trophy cases. You got it in the rafters. You got all that good stuff. You're going to have statues. Kerr, Klay, Durant will probably have a statue over there. Even give Draymond. Give those 4 guys a statue. Put them all together. Bam. That'd be it. But it's time to let go, because, I mean, I get it. You're scared to go back to those times where you don't have winning seasons. You're scared of that. You're scared of, the playoff droughts. You're scared of that stuff. I totally understand. But you got to start somewhere, and it's got to be now. Let go now. Start rebuilding and get back to relevance. Not, hey, we're going to do all this shit. I'm going to hold on and drag this on. Red just says, now on some serious, we may have one left. But as long as Draymond is a distraction, turnovers continue to be an issue. It's either now or for real, never. Same with our football team. Can't keep questioning for 6 when it's been 30 long ass years. Exactly. Listen, you guys got a couple years left. You got at least 2 years left to get that done before things are going to have to change there and people aren't going to be around. You're going to have to hope that you guys can get the pieces back around Purdy and whoever you guys keep. But yeah, it's time to bury the hatchet with Draymond and them boys and be done with it. Look at NC State. God, man. God. Ooh, these boys, man. They said, we're going to be that team. Oh, man. This is going to be great. I think this Final Four matchup is going to be great. NC State versus Purdue. I'm going to like it because these guys can shoot the 3. They know how to run with the ball. They're a fast-paced team, and they got a big-bodied dude that can handle Edey. I think this is going to be a great game. If they move on to the Final Four, it's going to be great. It's definitely going to be great. Let's switch to the NFL a little bit. What about Hassan Riddick? That trade that happened. Philly gets a couple draft picks and goes to the Jets. Man, the Jets are quietly. I mean, they had a great defense. They're quietly adding little pieces here and there that are solidifying that defense and making it, ridiculous. They are going to have everything they need this next year coming up. Their defense is going to be top 5 easily. Easily top 5. Then you got an offense with Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. They just brought in Mike Williams. You got other young pieces. The O-line needs some work, but then you got Aaron Rodgers. He comes back healthy. Man, Jets could win that division, move on. They could be Super Bowl contenders. Everybody always says a great defense will carry you as long as you got that okay offense. And the Jets got more than an okay offense. They have Breece Hall, who's a great running back. Garrett Wilson's an amazing receiver. Mike Williams, when healthy, is an amazing receiver. And again, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. You can't even say nothing really bad about Ron. I mean, he's been to the championship or Super Bowl. He's won it. Excuse me for all the damn cough. I'm choking. I mean, he's done the damn thing in Green Bay forever. And it just sucks how it had to go down last year. Three snaps and out. But I think they've built more into this team now, that this team now is going to be way better than it would have been last year. And that's insane to me. Absolutely insane to think. Because you got the Bills who are struggling to get themselves together in that division. Struggling. And I don't get it. Oh, thanks. And you know, if they could get their shit together, they should have already been in a Super Bowl, but they can't get over the Mahomes deal or beating themselves. I mean, it's just insane. The Patriots are at the bottom. You don't even got to worry about them boys. Bailey Zappi. They're going to draft Jaden Daniels or Drake May, whoever the hell they decide to draft, J.J. McCarthy, whatever the hell it is. But they still got a lot of work to do over there. They got no receivers. They got Ramondre Stevenson, which is great at running back. Their defense is all right, but they still got a lot of work to do. So you don't even got to worry about them. And then you got the Dolphins. You got the Dolphins, who are fast-paced, high-octane guys on offense. I mean, insane on offense. If they're healthy and they can reproduce that same year again, and their defense is step up, because they got rid of some pieces. Christian Wilkins is gone. Xavier Howard's gone. They got to fix some holes on the defense. But they might be the ones that are battling the Jets, not the Bills, because the Bills seem, what should we do? I mean, that for a whole year, they didn't know how to run the ball. And then all of a sudden, we're going to run the ball, and James Cook starts averaging 125 yards a game. Insane to think that you guys allowed that to happen for 2 straight years. 2 straight years. Nah, we're not going to run the ball. We're going to make Josh Allen do it all on his own. Put it on his back. Something's wrong over there. They're wasting away, and they got to stop this, because Stephon Diggs is probably done after this year there. If shit doesn't come right, Diggs is probably gone. They're going to have to get stuff together. Josh Allen might, who knows what's going to happen with that piece. Things are going to change up there again. It'll be a whole nother situation like in the 90s. Jesus says Jets defense is excellent, but playing difficult AFC. You're absolutely right. The AFC's a beat 'em up conference now. Everybody just whooping each other's ass over here. I mean, I think they're going to play ball just like the AFC North. The North is downhill, smash mouth football. I think the Jets are starting to get that with their defense. And then Aaron Rodgers, he's older, so he's not going to, he'll still let it fly, but they're going to use Breece Hall and them boys a lot. But you're right. AFC conference is crazy talented. Teams all over the place over here. All 4 teams in the North. You still got Patty Mahomes and the Chiefs. Is Oakland going to make a run? Are they going to do something? Because they could have had it. They could have been involved last year with Aiden O'Connell at the helm. Again, the East, the Jets, the Bills. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely insane. I truly believe the AFC North, if people stay healthy, could have all 4 teams in the playoffs this year. They had 3 last year. And Steelers got in with Mason Rudolph. I think Bengals can, I mean, Burrow and they're healthy and stuff. I think everybody can get in. Everybody can get in. Jesus says, "Do you think Rodgers works on strength and conditioning? Looks to me he stays stays on the couch." I think he does work at it, but you're right. He looks like one of those guys that doesn't really do a whole lot until he needs to. But when he does do it, he does it very, very well. Whether it's in game practice, whether you just see him tossing balls before the game, you're just like, man, this dude still got it like no other. Woo! What a take by NC State. God, he went right to the rack. They up by 12 with 5 minutes left. I might be behind a little bit, but gosh. But no, I really think Rodgers, he likes where he's at. And I think he's been working on strength and conditioning more now since this injury. And I think he's going to continue that because he doesn't want some crap like that happening again. So I think that's going to be a good thing. It was a bad thing that we all had to see. That was a bad thing that he had to go through it. But I think it helped him understand, hey, I'm not the young guy that cannot do any of that anymore or not do as much, that I need to continue it. I need to do it more than I used to. So I think he's gotten off the couch and he's gotten to it. I really do. I mean, because how many months after? It was only a couple months after he was throwing flat-footed 50 to 70-yard bombs, flat-footed off his back foot. The one he tore the Achilles in, and accurate. I don't know. I do not know, but I want this next NFL season to be the exact same as this last one. I want it to be competitive as hell. I want people to be just whooping on each other. Just come, bam. I want defensive games. I want offensive games. I want week 15, week 16, 20 teams still vying to get in the playoffs, 30 teams still vying to get in the playoffs. That is what I want. I don't want to already know the playoff teams, in November. I don't want that. And if you do want that, then you don't enjoy the game of football, because I don't want to sit here and watch trash games all year. I want to watch good games. Whether I'm watching my Browns or whether I'm watching some other game, I want good games. Jesus says, can DJ Burns play in the NBA? I think he can. I think he can. You saw another guy back in the day, Robert Tractor Trailer. I mean, again, that was back in the day. Big boy. He played, but I think DJ, he is big, but I think he does the strength and conditioning, and he's in better shape overall. It's not just like, I bet his body fat percent is down. He's just a big dude. What's crazy, he's modeled his game. He said, I'm pretty sure he said after Akeem, but he just came out with the body of Zion. And that's what's crazy. But I definitely think he could play in the NBA. Because, he's got that wide body. It's going to be hard. He'll box you out. It'll be hard to get around him. And they'll probably trim off some of the fat, pack on a little bit more muscle, and I think he'll be a dominant force. He could definitely be a dominant force. He's got 20 points? The dude's balling out right now. Yeah, but Tractor Trailer's short NBA careers because he kept going up in weight. That's what everybody was seeing. I told everybody that's what Zion reminded me of. He just kept going up in weight. That's what Tractor did. He kept getting bigger and bigger. And then health concerns put him out. Injuries put him out. But I think DJ Burns is different than both of them. I think he really is. And I think he will trim down more. But again, I think that's more muscle than fat on there. That's not just, he's not just 300 pounds or whatever the heck he is. He's solid doing what he's doing. So I still think he could play. Like I said, Zion was 300 pounds at one point in the NBA. He was still balling out. Now he's trimmed down. I think it'd be the same way with him. But again, he's got that wide body. He's got that wide, and I get him in shape. He'll be dangerous. He'll be real dangerous. Let me ask you guys this. Who do you think next year? Let's fast forward a little bit. Next year, your team, give me your team and what records you think they'll have next year. You know, I know rosters and drafts still got to come. What do you expect out of your NFL team? Jesus says Burns Jr. a light on feet heavyweight. Exactly. He definitely is. He's got footwork. That's why he modeled his game after Hakeem. I mean, look at him. If you look right at him, I mean, the dude knows how to move his body. Dude, look at that spin move. That's what I'm talking about. That's crazy. That's crazy. You don't see them guys doing that. That's a Zion move. These boys are about to make it to the Final Four and face Purdue. Woo. Hey, I just need the ending score to be 7-2, 8-2, or 1-2. I need to hit my square. Oh, but seriously, NFL, did you guys enjoy this season? Did you like how competitive it was? Or are you guys, oh man, that was lazy. Burns, that was lazy as hell. Or do you guys want more of a, you want the powerhouses to do their thing? I don't know. I like more of a competitive deal. All right, Reggie. She said, overall, it was a great NFL season. And I, again, like I've already mentioned, I totally agree 100%. Except for the Panthers and, you know, like the Jets and the Redskins, even though the Redskins showed up, not the Jets, but the Giants showed up and won games you didn't think they would. And you're like, oh, shit. I mean, the Panthers were what they were. The Patriots ended up being what they were, but they won games you didn't think they would win too. Jesus says that first NFL started ugly, but some teams and players got better. Exactly. The season went on. You started to see guys be like, all right, we're here. We're here. Now, that was a block. And the season got great. I mean, you had some crazy things happen in the playoffs. And again, I'm still aggravated with Baltimore and how they just switched up what they did and got beat by the Chiefs. But I don't have no love for Baltimore. It's just I just don't understand a team going away from what they're normally doing. Just like the Browns when they faced the Texans, they went away from their game plan. Their defense was all of a sudden nowhere to be seen, and it was like they weren't doing what they were doing all year long. I don't know. It was weird. It was weird with some of the stuff like that, but regular season was amazing. I truly believe. And, you know, the postseason has some great games. The Packers beat up on Dallas. You had the great game with the Packers and San Fran, the San Fran-Detroit game. I mean, you had great games. And that's what you want to see, just like the UFL games. They were some, like the one. Who was it? It was the Renegades versus Birmingham. 27-14. It might even ended differently because that was the score I saw in the beginning of the fourth quarter. Jesus says Young and Panthers are what a development transition is supposed to be. Let Young play and learn. To be honest, I wish they would have let Andy Dalton play and let Young sit the bench for that year. Let him learn and see the speed of the game. You had no offensive line. You had no weapons. You had nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm not putting out my future out there to get smoked and destroyed. And that is exactly what they did. That was wrong. Let Andy Dalton play. He's a vet. He knows how this works. He knows what's going on. Let him play. Let Bryce learn. Let Andy bring him along, teach him. Because Andy Dalton, he was an all right quarterback, and he can mentor Bryce. And that would have been great. And then you could have seen this year, all right, cool. We brought in some different pieces. We're trying to build a little more. We're going to put him out there. Or we're going to let him fight. And if he wins the battle, cool. We'll put Young out there. But I would have sat him for that year. I would have straight sat him, especially when you had a vet like Andy Dalton on the bench. Because all this other shit, you just saw what happened. You don't have any weapons. You don't have an offensive line, man. That is the biggest thing. He's like 5'10". You don't got an offensive line already. You can't even see over it. But just as good to see AJ McCarron back at it. Yeah, he was at it. Matt Corral was the quarterback for Birmingham. He was tossing it around. I mean, you had guys out there. That dude that hit the 64-yarder. He's from the NFL. He changed his name to Destroying or whatever the hell it is. But he played in the NFL. King, the punter, he's from the NFL. There's some NFL players that are playing there now. Look at Duke trying to make a little bit of a run. Round 10 still, I don't know. But yeah, I think the Packers have it down when it comes to quarterbacks. You know, they had Brett Favre. They drafted Aaron Rodgers. Sat him for 3 years. 3 years sat him. Then made the switch. Seamless transition. Same with Jordan Love. Sat him for 3 years. Made the switch. Seamless transition. Now, Jay Love was slow to start, but he got better as it went, and he looked amazing towards the end. I mean, they did everything to be in that NFC Championship game, but Brock Purdy took it over and won that game for San Fran. I mean, he did everything except for that stupid mistake where he had the crossbody throw across the field. That's that young quarterback thought process. Throwing it cross your body across the field, you can't do that. Can't do that. Otherwise, he was moving down the field. They were going to win that game. He did that mistake, and then Brock said, no, we got this. I mean, the Packers do it right with quarterbacks. Sit them down. I mean, the Texans, they had to throw CJ in. They had no other quarterback you want to throw in there. But they also had a line. They had some pieces already. Their defense was right. And CJ is not Bryce Young. CJ, to me, was the number one quarterback coming out that year. See, his height, his arm strength, his accuracy's off the charts. He could use his feet if he wanted to. He chooses not to. He could use his feet. He's got good mobility in the pocket. I mean, you could put a guy like that right in and let him play. But Bryce Young, like I said, coming from Bama, there's only what? You can only count three quarterbacks from Bama that have done anything, and that's just recently. There's not no real quarterbacks that come out of Bama. I mean, none of them are really in the NFL anymore. I mean, you got Tua and Jalen Hurts. I mean, Jalen with the Oklahoma and Bama. I don't know. Like I said, I think when you bring in a rookie, you need to at least sit him for a year. Let him get the speed of the game. Let him see how this is working. Hey, look, remember, if you're here, if you're viewing, you're watching, smash that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button. Jump over to the YouTube channel at the Man Cave 8172. Hit a subscribe for me. I mean, it means the world to us at Man Cave Media. It pushes us. It brings so much more in for us to do so we can do more for y'all. So if you could do that for us, jump over to that YouTube at the Man Cave 8172. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. And again, you got a Roku TV, Roku stick. Download that Northeast Streaming Sports app. 24/7 sports. And we're talking about good real down-to-earth people talking sports on a level you can converse with them. Not this Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, all these guys that are just yelling and screaming, acting like they're better than everybody. You got people talking to you and explaining stuff to you right here. I'm right here with you guys in the chat. This is how it is 24/7. Good sports all day and night. Download that. You want that app, and it's free. Why not? Hey, Mom, showing some love. I love you, Mom. Mom? Angelo says, what's up, Mom? But seriously, the quarterback situation now in the NFL has become crazy because some guys you can just throw out there and good to go. Zach Wilson, obviously, we've seen him. Wasn't one of them. Couldn't do it. Jesus says, I really feel Trey Lance would have gotten better throughout the year. It wouldn't look pretty growing pains, but Lance would have. I agree. I agree 100% with you about Trey Lance. I think Trey Lance is going to be could have been a great quarterback, and I think he still has a shot to be a great quarterback. I mean, Dallas says we're not extending you, Dak. I hope Trey's soaking up everything over there because maybe they give him the opportunity to step in. Maybe if they see something in him at these practices, maybe they let him step in. We're going to see preseason with him. If he's lighting it up, you might see a little more, and then Dak will be gone, and they might just let Trey Lance step in and give him a year, maybe two. Bring in a new coach, say, hey, we got Trey. We could draft a guy, but we're going to let him sit. But if Trey starts lighting it up, then Trey lights it up, and then you're good to go. Because I do believe Trey could be a great quarterback. Maybe not elite, but he could be a good quarterback, a good, solid quarterback. Red just says NC State, come prepared for this assignment. Oh, yeah. No, yeah, this is barring some epic failure, some epic letdown, they have did the job. Defensively and offensively, they have done the job. Oh, I just needed to end with the last two numbers being what I need them. But yeah, they have came prepared for this job, and they said, screw that. If they do some crazy shit like win the whole thing, that'll be nuts. Unprecedented. A team that lost 7 in a row and then went on a streak? Woo! That'll be nuts. Jesus says Kyle hates athletic QBs, but he was forced to draft them because NFL and transitioning to these athletic quarterbacks. You're right. And what's funny is Brock Purdy's athletic. They just don't use him like that. You saw him. Brock Purdy using his feet is what won that game against Detroit and Green Bay. Him running down those open lanes is what did that. And Kyle is stupid. Kyle Shanahan is dumb because he puts so much on the running back. He's got a monster like CMC, and I 100% understand. You want to use that dude. But let your QB do the damn thing, man. You got CMC, and I feel like Kittle's just went up. He's gone. He disappeared. Like, you don't use him. Like, why don't you use one of the top 3 tight ends in this league? The dude could be number 1 if you used him. That's what's insane to me. But you choose not to use the man. I don't know. Kyle needs to start switching some stuff up in his own head and understanding, hey, I lost the Super Bowl yet again. How about I try something different? Because if you would have used Kittles more and maybe CMC more of a, hey, I'm going to throw him out there and let him run out there and maybe catch the ball, that would have been a big difference. Big difference. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why Kyle acts like that. I mean, I get new times. You don't have to have an athletic quarterback. Granted, there's a lot of teams that do, but you don't have to. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, isn't it? I mean, Trevor Lawrence can be it, but he doesn't use it. CJ Stroud can be, but doesn't use it. Again, Brock Purdy did damage with his feet. Shanahan needs to stop putting it all on CMC's back. And then he took it away. Like he changed his game plan up and said, all right, I'm not going to use CMC in the second half or something. It was like, well, why'd you stop doing what was getting you winning? I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully Kyle gets it together because he's got about 1, maybe 2 more years, and then it's time to go. Jesus says Trey Lance with Niners defense would have been excellent because defense would have kept him in games. Niners offense struggled in playoffs 2023 anyways, wasn't pretty. No, it wasn't. Again, that game against Green Bay, they could have and maybe should have lost it. Jordan Love and them boys were doing everything. Matt LaFleur outcoached Kyle Shanahan. Outcoached him. He was just lucky Jordan Love made that mistake and Brock did Brock things. He did Brock Purdy things. And then again with Detroit getting smoked. And then Brock doing his thing, CMC doing a thing, that defense clamped down, made a difference. But yeah, that was rough. And it's only going to get tougher because teams are only getting better now. Like I said, the AFC's becoming big powerhouses over there. The NFC, you got Green Bay. If Minnesota drafts the right quarterback, if they move around, draft the right quarterback, they're going to be still a good team. I mean, their offense is ready. They got a good line. They got weapons galore. Their defense is coming along. The Bears, what's crazy is they didn't give Fields any help. None. We're not going to bring anybody over here. We're not going to do this or that. None. And then they bring all the help in, trade Fields. Now they're going to draft Caleb Williams, who I think's got a mental problem. And I don't know if he's going to be good for the league because I'm waiting to see. First time he throws 3 picks. First time he gets rocked. First time he takes a big loss and the fans are chanting, "You suck," or "Take him out," or something like that. I want to see because Chicago's going to rock. They're going to be all up in him when it comes down to this stuff because he touted himself as being the best. Everything great. And if he's not up to them standards, those Bears fans will let him know. And I want to see if he's in the crowd crying to his mom like he was after that loss. Like that's an issue. But still, that team is ready. Detroit's ready. I mean, the Eagles still got a good team. Dallas, they're a great regular season team. They didn't do a damn thing, so you don't know where they're going to wind up. I mean, the Rams, they definitely rebooted some, brought some pieces in. They lost Aaron Donald, but they brought pieces in. Seattle did the same thing. I mean, NFC's starting to get a little tough too. Jesus said, nah, Purdy is not athletic, not his game, but he will sneak a couple of runs because of their other weapons. I'm not saying he's crazy athletic, but if he's got an open lane, the boy will take it. And he's not slow like Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. The dude can book some. He got some pep to his step, just not, Trey Lance pep or, all these other guys' peps. Lamar and that. He's not that dude. He's not going to do that unless he has to. But the fact that he got those 50 rushing yards, what was it in that Detroit game? That's what won that game. Or was that in the Green Bay game? Whichever game it was, that's what won that game. Jesus says, Caleb may already have an ego problem because he was pampered in college. Oh, he's got an ego problem, and he's got, like I said, his mentalness. When something bad happens, it's like he goes diving down. He's got peaks and valleys, dude. That is what he has. He's on the top of a mountain when he's riding high, and then he goes straight to the bottom of the Grand Canyon when bad things happen. And that's what's horrible. That's why I think his mental breakdown's happening. I think it's going to definitely happen, especially with how the Bears are, how those fans are, how they're dying, because you're going to hear it. Oh, we should have kept Fields. Why'd we give rid of Fields for this? You're going to hear that stuff. Red just says, if given the opportunity, Purdy will run from the police. Oh, yeah, he definitely will. He definitely will. But no, like I said, it's just I don't get. I saw Caleb do some good things in college, but I also saw him doing some real bad. I mean, when he played Notre Dame, he threw 3 interceptions. You just saw him go downhill, just straight looks bad. I don't know. To me, Drake May looks like he's had no weapons really and no offensive line, and he did the damn thing, and he's got the arm. He's going to be that prototypical quarterback you want. He can run, but his arm's big and he can do the job. Jayden Daniels showed you. He did the job on his feet, with his arm. He did everything. Had some weapons, but still, to me, Jayden Daniels is a better pick than Caleb for me. If I'm the Bears, maybe I'm still trading back. The Patriots want to jump up and they want Caleb Williams that bad. Maybe I'm still trading back. I'll let them have Caleb and I'll take Jayden Daniels. I don't know. At least then you could sell it to the fans. Hey, trade it back. We thought Jayden Daniels was the better guy that fit our system better. We got more picks. I mean, to me, that sounds like a good deal. That sounds like a real good deal to me. Trade back. Get yourself another first next year. Draft Jayden Daniels. And again, if something happens, you still got 2 firsts the following year. Jesus says this NIL in college is getting to the heads of college players. Press clippings getting big-headed. Yes. Yes. You know what's crazy is Marvin Harrison Jr. He was offered $20 million just to come back for this last year. He declined it though. So I'm not going to say he's got that's crazy, but he was offered that. And then he played all this stuff in the combine, didn't go to the combine, didn't do his pro day. And then it comes out his dad said, we aligned ourselves how NFL players, nobody's working right now. So we want him to get that same type of rest, they're saying. But thing is he should have at least did a little bit at the pro day. If you're not going to do the combine, whatever. Should have at least did something at the pro day. He didn't have to blow everything off. Could have showed up pro day like Caleb Williams and just answer questions, talk to teams, did whatever you did at the combine, I mean. And then said, hey, I'm resting my body. I'm getting ready for this next season for whatever team, whoever drafts me, I'm going to be 100%. And I'm going to be well rested for that. When OTAs open up, when mini camp opens up, all that stuff. Red just says, I wish somebody would offer me that kind of scratch. The only response you'd get is say less. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The minute somebody offers that, that's the end of that. I don't care. They got that saying out there, 20's 20. 20 million is 20 million. I would have came back. Because the way this Ohio State team is loaded, he would have did everything he wanted. He'd have went to the Big Ten championship, won it, and they probably would have won the national championship. They are loaded. Loaded. And that wide receiving core is insane. And maybe that's why he stayed away, because they got 2 guys that might come out and be top 10 guys in the next year or 2. I mean, they got a safety and a corner that are going to come out and be the first of each position. I mean, it's just insane what they've done. It just says, dead serious, I'd be happy with $2 million. Hell, 0.2 million. 200,000 to keep someone somewhere. Oh, yeah. Well, NC State's definitely put a exclamation point on this. I need it to be, damn, that just messed me up. Yeah, I'm not going to get my square on this one. I'm not going to get the score I need on this one. No one's fouling. No one's doing anything. Shoot the ball. Fours gets it. Dang, they won by 10. Woo, NC State. This is a little more than a Cinderella. This is something that you never saw coming with how they went into the ACC tournament. I know I'm beating that thing like a dead horse, but 7 straight losses just to win every game since March 12th? Absolutely insane. Oh, someone's square just got messed up right here. Just got messed up. It was 4-4, 1.9 left, and they hit these 2 free throws and make it 6-4. Ah, I know somebody's pissed off. Somebody's mad in the gambling world. Somebody's mad, period, gambling, whether the over-under or anything. It could be all sorts of stuff. NC State won by 12. It is crazy, Red Jet. A lot of first-time appearances in over 40 years. I'm here for this. 100%. 100%. This is what I want. This is what I want in the March Madness. I want madness. I want craziness. I want people to be going nuts for teams you don't know about or for teams that you just don't ever think about. No one thinks about NC State doing this since Jimmy V back in 85 or 84. You don't think about this shit. You don't think about the Wolfpack doing anything. I mean, Anthony Edwards came from NC State, I believe. That is the last thing you know about them. I mean, Duke's a powerhouse, but this was supposed to be a down year. And they went to the Elite Eight. I'll tell you right now, next year, I'm betting. I'm going to bet next week. I'm putting money that Duke wins the whole thing next year because of who's coming into that school. I mean, look at that Cooper Flagg. That boy is a sick beast out of Monte Verde. That kid can ball. And they got the other big South African kid. I can't think of his name. I can't even pronounce it if I wanted to. That team is about to be insane next year. The Blue Devils, there shouldn't be a question. They should win the whole thing next year. They should win the whole thing and should be in dominant fashion. It should be exactly what UConn's doing this year. Maybe even worse. Because them boys are good. Look, DJ Burns, 29 points. My only thing is he only had 4 rebounds. But he was 13 of 19. I mean, that's crazy, right? That's crazy. I like DJ. I mean, he probably ain't going to get drafted high. He ain't going to be none of that because he graduates. He's going to the draft this year or going wherever you can go. We'll see. We'll see how this is. But that kid, he's been balling out. He's been balling the hell out. Hey, what about the women's tournament, man? Hold on. What's Jesus? Jesus says, remember that Kentucky team that was loaded and lost to... You're right. You're right. But Cooper Flagg is a different type, man. Cooper Flagg is that generational player. Generational player, man. Like, this kid is dominant. Like, it's pretty much going to be him and the rest of the team around him. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Kentucky had that studded team up and down and lost. I just feel like it's going to be a different thing when it comes to that Duke team. Because Cooper's just, and he's like 6'7", can shoot, play defense. It's insane. It's insane. But we'll see. We'll see how that is next year. We definitely will see what happens next year. But a lot of these surprises. You got a lot of players leaving colleges this year, so it's going to be a nice little turnaround next year. Yeah. But again, NC State doing what they're doing, facing Purdue. So here it is. Let me get you guys, everybody viewing, people in the chat. Come on, if you're watching, get in the chat. I want to hear from you guys. This is what I'm here for. I'm here to debate and talk with you guys. Who do you got in the championship? Right now, it's UConn versus Bama. 1 seed versus a 4 seed. Bama's a running team, but UConn is that See, what scares me about that is UConn starts slow and plays around. Bama might get out there. UConn will have to chase back and bust that ass. And then you got Purdue versus NC State. Everybody's counted NC State out every game almost. Can they handle Edey? Can they make it right? And keep the Cinderella story alive and hit that championship? Or is it going to be Purdue? Purdue back in there with UConn. Red Jet comes out and says Bama, NC State. I think you just want to see the teams you don't ever see go. And I think that's where you're at with this. And to be honest, in my heart, I want to see NC State win this whole thing. But using my brain, I think it's going to be UConn. And to be honest, I could see NC State. Either one of those teams, to be honest. Because NC State's got shooters. They got good fundamental basketball. They're a well-rounded team. But Purdue's got Edey. And they got that other dude. I can't remember his name, who can shoot and play. So I always want to say it's going to be UConn versus Purdue, and I still think UConn wins. But what's everybody else got? What do y'all got here? Who's your champion and who's in the championship? What do y'all got? While y'all think about that, what about these women's, man? Caitlin Clark out there balling out. Iowa making the move. LSU doing their thing. USC, Juju over there balling the hell out. South Carolina, Texas, I think they both did their thing. I mean, it's like, ooh, boy. See, women's basketball is a whole another way. That's fundamentals over there. That's for real fundamentals. They play with that. They're going to play hard-nosed defense. They're going to get in your ass. They're going to bust you. And they're going to hit those mid-range jumpers. They're going to do some post moves. That's basketball. You want to watch some real basketball? That's real basketball in a sense. The NBA is just, we're going to run up and down the court and shoot a bunch of threes. And if we got a lame or dunking it, they don't do post moves no more. They don't do mid-range jumpers. They don't do any of that. It's just high flying. That's all it is. Nonstop. The men's side this year has been the most fundamental year I've seen in a long time because they're actually using the big men. Like there's multiple teams with big men and they're using them like you're supposed to. And they're doing post moves like we saw DJ Burns do a couple different times against Felipe. I don't even know his name. Flip that played for Duke. Had some great post moves, spin moves against him, some turnaround jumpers against him. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. That's the basketball I like seeing. Like, I miss Akeem Olajuwon doing the shake and, putting it in the hole. I miss, the Admiral doing that stuff. Timmy D, the big fundamental. That's the type of basketball that I miss. Skilled basketball, not just, hey, I'm just going to shoot from the half-court line. That's not skill to me. I mean, granted, you can make those shots, hell yeah. But, I mean, all you got to do is practice shooting that shot. No one used to practice shooting from half court. You just weren't doing it. Now everybody's practicing 30, 40-footers. Yeah, Red Jet, I'm telling you, that was crazy basketball. Defense. I used to love a defensive game. Like Duke and Houston. This game was a great defensive game. You love this kind of game. Everybody used to love it. Yes, defensive bullying type basketball, Red Jet. Exactly. This is when Defensive Player of the Year really meant something back then. Because it was real defense. Now it's like, how do you give somebody that award? If teams are averaging 115 points a game, how do you give that to anybody? Unless they're averaging 4 or 5 blocks a game. And, Wimbiana is blowing that out the water. He's averaging some crazy amount. I think it's like 2 or 3. But still, it's just defense is non-existent anymore. And that is crazy in a world of basketball. That's why I like watching college more than I do pros most of the time. Because I get to see actual basketball. not just dudes making 2 passes and shooting from 40 foot out. Or it'd be a wide open lane, fast break, and they're stopping and pulling up for a jumper. Like, why aren't you going all the way to the hole? Take the 2 points. It's 2 points. It's better than 0. I don't know. Nowadays, it's just absolutely insane to me. Insane. But hey, Zeus, your A's was fighting, battling with my Indians or the Guardians. I don't know what happened or what ended here. Where they at? Oh, your A's got the win. So they stopped the sweep from happening. Look at the Royals, though. 11 to love on the Twins. Padres, yeah, beat up on your Giants, 13-4. Look at these high games. Toronto 9-2. Pirates beat up on Marlins 9-7. I mean, there's a lot of crazy stuff. Baseball, I think baseball's going to be good this year. I think baseball will be good. I mean, I'll be watching it more because I'm going to probably do something with Beer Cave. We're going to have a little more of a baseball show coming around. But baseball, I think, is going to be competitive and good this year. Jesus says, do you think the A's should keep the colors and name in Oakland? I think they need to stay in Oakland. I don't know why Oakland doesn't fight for this. Why are they just willing to just let them go? You've lost everything. The Warriors moved out of there. The Raiders went to Vegas. Now Oakland could go to Vegas. If the A's move to Vegas, they should keep it. They should keep, Las Vegas A's, Las Vegas Athletics. They shouldn't revamp everything. Just like what they did with the Raiders. They kept the Raiders. Reggie says the mayor refuses to fight anything or anyone. It's really sad. See, that is sad as hell. Sad as hell. That's like when Art Modell moved the Browns out of Cleveland. That mayor didn't want to do shit. And Art Modell just took the team. But, I mean, it didn't matter anyway. So Art Modell was doing it regardless of the fact. Regardless. Even when the mayor stepped in and said, hey, this and that, Art was still leaving. Shit like it is sad, man. It's sad when a city loses their major league teams, and Oakland's now lost all of them if the A's leave. But they should definitely keep the name and the colors when they go to Vegas. You can't change that. That shit, nah, you cannot. That is rich and heritage in baseball. Like, that is nostalgic. The Athletics, the elephant standing on the baseball. Jose Canseco, Dennis Eckersley. Oh man, like you can't just do that. I mean, granted, Montreal Expos did that and they moved. But God, the Expos, I love the Expos. Back in the day. Jesus says Oakland is a mess, crime, poverty, corrupt politics, corrupt police, drugs. And that's sad. That is sad that it's come to that. And they're letting all that overrun it so much that it's just tearing down a city and they're losing everything. And the good people in the city or around that city have nothing now. Red just says Athletics started in KC before moving to Oakland, but they've been here for over 7 decades. Yes, I know they have. I know, and that was what? That was the Kansas City Monarchs? Or no, that wasn't the Monarchs when they were back then. What were they? The Athletics, they might have been the Kansas City Athletics still. And they move. Teams move and they keep the names. But yeah, 70 years, I'm not changing. Like, the A's got to stay the A's. If Las Vegas changes that name, that's going to be shitty, man. It's going to be a hard sell to do that. All of a sudden change the entire thing. Red Jet says, yeah, Oakland has gone down bad. It's either they call in the National Guard or it's going to die. Jesus says lots of businesses are moving out of Oakland. So sad I lived in East Oakland in the 90s. It was bad then too, but not nearly as bad, not even close. See, that is sad when a city just destroys themselves. They implode pretty much and they do nothing about it. And they allow all the money to leave. Again, the Warriors left, Raiders, now the A's. That's money. That brings money to your city. It just sucks. It just really sucks, man. To see teams have to do this. Like I hated when the Supersonics left and went to OKC. I think that the Seattle deserves an NBA team back. I loved the Seattle Supersonics back in the day. Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, Detlef Shrimp, Hershey Hawkins. Woo, boy, man. What a team. What a team that was back in the 90s. God. That's they need to bring Seattle back. Seattle deserves. Seattle, the Supersonics were great. Were great. The gear was fine. Look, that green and yellow. Yes. That old school green and yellow. I remember I used to have the Gary Payton glove shoes when he played for him. He had the zip them up. Dude, that was great. Seattle deserves a team back. The A's better stay the A's when they move to Vegas or wherever they move to. They better stay the Athletics. Keep the elephant on top of the baseball with a bat in his trunk. Keep that. Nostalgic stuff right there. Oakland will be ruled by criminals in a couple years, and that's sad. It just says if I find the pullover starter, I'm getting it. Hell yeah. I got a starter jacket of Browns on the old school one, got the elf and everything. I love it. Like I used to have a pullover back in the day. I think it was a Charlotte Hornets one though. The old school with like the Hornet. Dude, that was Larry Johnson, Muggsy Bogues, Lonzo Mourning. Who else was on there? Oh man, I can't think of who else the other snipe shooter was. But dude, that was a crazy team to watch too. Used to love watching them. I don't know. I'm gonna say it was green and yellow. Because gold's more of a darker color to me. Like it was bright. So I want to say it was green and yellow. But yeah, Seattle deserves that team. If Vegas gets the baseball, keep them. I mean, shit, while we're talking about, give Montreal a team back. Put the Expos back together. Yep, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook both played for the Supersonics. They both played for him. They both were drafted to that team and played for him. I think it was only like one. I think Kevin Durant played 2 years and Russell 1. Or maybe it was just 1 year for both. I want to say Durant was 2 and Russell was 1. But they both got drafted by the Sonics and played for him. That's insane. It's insane to think about that. Because Seattle's been wiped. I mean, I'll be honest. I go looking for a good Seattle Supersonics hat. Had lids all the time. Because I always want to get cool-ass hats. Hats that you don't really see. And there was Seattle Supersonics one. I would love to get. I'm going to get another. I used to have a Montreal Expos one. Always loved that hat. Always loved it. But yeah, it's crazy that Durant played and Westbrook played for them before they moved to OKC. What's even crazier is what was the whole sell to move an NBA team to Oklahoma? Like that's like there's nothing out there. A franchise in Oklahoma like that's crazy. I don't know what the sell was. See, Jesus says, should they keep Tampa Bay Rays in Tampa? I don't know. I think that's a team that can move because, they were a newer team, at the start of the 2000s. I think that's a team you could move and be all right with. I think that could be all right because you got so many baseball teams down there. No, actually, you only got the Marlins. Actually, yeah, I don't know. Tampa might be all right just staying there, but they are talking about moving them. But if you move Tampa, where are you going to move them to? I mean, where are they going? I don't. That's the problem. You move. Are they the other team that can go to Vegas besides the A's? You're going to give one of these other states that don't really have professional teams a baseball team? You know, Arkansas, Alabama. I mean, Louisiana. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about moving Tampa. I mean, I feel like that's a team that can definitely move, and I don't think people would be mad at it. It's just when you think of Oakland A's, like that's a mainstay. So you don't like that team moving, but I think Tampa can move and be rebranded and everything, and I think people would be okay. Even people in Tampa seem to not care because they don't show up to the games. But it's also like the people in Cleveland now. The Dolans don't want to pay anything. Our salary, it's like 30 million or something. We have one of the worst uh, amounts we spent on a team in the league. It's absolutely ridiculous. Me and Beer Cave talked about it. Beer Cave brought up the idea. Baseball needs to have a salary cap floor where you cannot go under 60 million. You have to spend at least 60 million on your team, or in the next 2 years, your team needs to be sold. Because if you're not going to put good product out there, then what's the point of you having the team if you're not going to spend the money? And you're just raking in money, and then your attendance starts to fall. It's almost like Major League all over again. Attendance starts falling, people aren't around, they end up wanting to move the team. I don't know. Makes no damn sense. No damn sense. But hey, listen, I definitely appreciate everybody that stopped in, joined the chat. Hey, Zeus, Red Jet, everybody viewing and listening. I appreciate you guys stopping in with me, spending time with me on an Easter Sunday. I know a lot of people doing family things. Sometimes you had a family event and you don't want to listen to anybody else. You don't even want to be a part of it. You eat food, say hi, and you go sit somewhere. Watch the games or listen to Sports Madness and the Man Cave Media. I definitely appreciate that because you guys are my extended family. So I loved, and it was my pleasure to join you guys on this holiday and spend it with you guys, talking sports, talking shit, doing all of it. Red Jet, thanks. You know, great show. Hey, I had to hold it down. You know, I hold it all down. Everybody else doing their thing, and I understand that. I take care of business. And she says, I hope everyone has had a great day with their families and friends today. Yes, whether it was today, yesterday, whenever you did your Easter thing, hopefully it was a great one. Hopefully you guys had it fun. Lots of good food, lots of love going around in the families. That's what holidays are all about. But again, it was my pleasure to spend it with you guys. Hope you guys have a great night. Let's have a great week of sports. And we'll see you guys next Saturday for the cheap seats. Or if you listen to the AFC North show, oh no, we got Relax Wednesday. I think we're gonna have Relax Wednesday. Then we got the AFC North show with Bobby G. Following it. TED Talks Ball we do the Faithful Dogs Thursday. And then Saturday again, cheap seats right here. Remember, hit the like, subscribe, follow button. Got a TikTok, go follow at the Man Cave 10, at the Man Cave 8172 for YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button before you leave. Hit all the buttons for me. We greatly appreciate that. All right, see you Wednesday. Next live, Jesus, we'll be doing Relax Wednesday. I'm pretty sure if it's not Relax Wednesday, it will be cheap seats on Saturday. Relax Wednesday starts at 6:30. So again, appreciate you guys. I thank you for stopping in with me on this holiday, and y'all have a good one.